Yeah, because I'm doing a screen recording. So basically, I'm just going to re-explain that. So in other words, what we want to do is we want to get your hands to move independently of your shoulders, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that when we move our hands, left shoulder is going to stay square. If we want to do anything with our back shoulder, it's going to go backwards that way. And what we don't want to see is the only way the hands are moving is by that shoulder rotating. So this, not good, or that's what we're looking for. I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, if you're going to do that, I would rather see it from your back half of your body going backwards instead of starting like in this position. So I mean, there's like a little bit of like a flex there, right? So if I'm going to pull my shoulder blades back, so right in this position, okay, and again, that kind of comes from that like scap load type position. So like even if you take a look at some hitters, I don't know. I'm sure Bryce Harper, you could probably see his number when he's loaded. Like he would probably be an example, but how he gets there is way different than like 99% of guys hit. And he does that almost the same way I do with like my golf swing. I mean, he is just loading his hips just straight like back. So if you're looking at my hips right here, he loads his hips instead of this way. I mean, he's like almost like this. So can you see how my torso is not like doing anything? It's just connected to it. Okay, so like my torso is still staying in alignment. It's not like I'm like this, right? And if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna try to show my numbers, I guess I'm doing it the wrong way. I'll go this way. It's gonna be here. So my hips are turned, my shoulder is still relatively square, and my hips are back, and you can almost kind of see my numbers. Does that make sense? Yeah, for the most part. And I mean, if you want to get your shoulders, or if you want to get more loaded, or in a position where you're a little bit more closed, or you feel like you're showing your number to the pitcher, then you're going to have to do that with your legs and your lower half. Because I mean, that's the way you set your lower up or your lower half up is going to be what dictates a lot of your swing path and things like that. So, um, if if you're going to do that, it's got to be done with your lower half. Basically, is the easiest way to say that. Let me just take another look at your video again. And so here, like, yeah, you can. I mean, and you do actually a pretty good job of it with your lower half. So, like, right here. I mean, oh, damn it. I did it again. All right, my fault. It is screen recording, though, so there's that part. I gotta get used to going back and forth. All right, so, like, you do a good job with your lower half. So, right here, open, open, open. And if you're going to load and show them your numbers there, you do a good job with your lower half of doing it, but your shoulders just don't need to be turned in like that, and especially at that angle. Yep. Yeah, I mean, yep, more like parallel with the ground for sure. So, so more parallel with the ground, and still load your lower half the exact same, and start your swing with your shoulders square, and then whatever they turn in is what they turn in. Does that make sense? Yeah. So just I just want you to start with them more square because right here your hip is open. Your hip is open and your shoulder is closed. So what I like to do is I like to have people in alignment so that their foot, hypothetically their foot, I mean you're open so you're a little bit different, but at least having their hip and their shoulder pointing in the same direction. So at the bare minimum, you want the hip and the shoulders to be pointing in the same direction, so those two things stay together and they work in unison. So again, yeah, Okay, cool. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, if you have, see, I've just been recording the last like 10 minutes, or well, I don't know how long of it, but last little bit of that for those explanations. So I'm going to upload that into your Edufy feed. And then whatever other questions you have, I mean, you can text me. You can hit me up on the Edufy feed or whatever else, however you want to get a hold of me. Email me. That's all good. Yep. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can save it. So, all right. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no problem. You have a good one. I'm excited to see what it looks like. All right. Yeah, no problem. All right. You have a good one.
Do I have to go?